Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to solve this problem not with the quadratic formula, but just the easiest way, whatever we can think of to solve it, and then we'll do it again later with the quadratic formula. Okay, so looking at this problem, if we're going to solve it, the easiest way to approach it would be to factor, because x times x is x, and we can think of two things that multiply together to get 12, but that would combine to get 4. That would be a 6 and a 2. 6 times 2 would be 12. And if we had a negative 6 and a positive 2, that would give us the negative 12, and it would also add to give us the negative 4. Once we have it factored, then we could use that zero product property that says if two things multiply together to get 0, then one or both of them have to be 0. So either x is 6 or x is negative 2. So we have our two answers here for this problem. So we know what the answer should be. Let's try that problem again, but this time we're going to use the quadratic formula instead of factoring. Because remember, the quadratic formula will always work no matter what. So we're going to use it on something more simple before we work our way up into more complicated things. Okay, the first step to doing the quadratic formula is we always need to list out our a, our b, and our c. A is the number in front of the x squared, so this time it would be a 1. B is the number in front of the x, so this time it would be a negative 4. And C is our constant term, so in this case it would be a negative 12. Now, we can't forget our quadratic formula is the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of, b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, knowing our a, b, and c, it literally is a matter of plugging those numbers in the correct spot. So the opposite of b would be the opposite of negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b, which is negative 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is a negative 12, all over 2 times a, which is a 1. This is what x equals. Now it's just a matter of simplifying. So x will equal the opposite of negative 4 would be positive 4 plus or minus the square root of negative 4 squared is 16. Negative 4 times 1 times negative 12 would be a positive 48 all over 2 times 1, which is 2. Now we keep simplifying. 4 plus or minus the square root of 16 plus 48 would be 64 all over 2. And keep simplifying. 4 plus or minus the square root of 64 is 8 all over 2. Now this is literally two separate problems here written as one. So for our first one, it would be 4 plus 8 divided by 2. And our second one would be 4 minus 8 divided by 2. Now we just simplify each one of those. 4 plus 8 would be 12 divided by 2, which is 6. And then 4 minus 8 would be negative 4 divided by 2, which is negative 2. We got the exact same answer no matter whether we factored and solved or whether we used the quadratic formula. Now, if you can use the factoring or completing the square even, most of the time those are a little bit more straightforward and nicer way to do it. But the quadratic formula is there and available to you, and it will always work no matter what the problems look like. So we're going to practice on that some more.